What's going on, y'all? So, got an email today from a gentleman named Mr. M. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. I sure am. Everything's swell, guys. So, your startup to drug use. You are very open about your drug use and the toll it has taken on your body, mind, and soul. I'm very open about it, guys. In fact, more so than most people. If you haven't mentioned it in a previous video, maybe a good time to let the world know how the drug use all started. I try to keep up on all your videos, so maybe I missed a video on the subject. Yeah, I've definitely talked about it before. So drug use. So basically, from the time I was 13 to the time I was 18, I was on different psychiatric medications like Depakote, Abilify, Zyprexa, which I'm currently taking Zyprexa right now for like a mood stabilizer. And ABC 1, 2, 3, circle, square, triangle, up, down, left, right. I mean, I fucking tried pretty much every kind of psychiatric medication out there. And then when I was 18, I decided to get fit and decided to lose a bunch of weight and live a healthy life. And from then on till I was about 26 years old, for a good 8 years, I didn't use any drugs except for smoke weed and drink alcohol sometimes. That's it. Nothing else. I used to have my shit together a lot more. Like meaning like I used to know what I wanted out of life, at least more so than I do now, and I have in the last couple of years. So, long story short, I moved to Cambodia in March of 2015, and I went there with the intention of being, essentially being, a fighter, an athlete, and I just wanted to travel, and that's what I did. I mean, I'm actually pretty proud of myself. That's actually kind of what I did. But the first time I ever did a hard drug was on Halloween 2015, and the drugs I started using then were MDMA, also known as Molly or ecstasy, and I started using ketamine. And from then on, from Halloween 2015 till essentially now, I've had an insatiable appetite for drugs, which means there's not enough drugs for me. There's just not enough, and I know that a lot of people watching right now feel the same way. Like, one of the reasons that I quit using drugs so much is because there's not enough for me. I have an insatiable appetite for drugs, meaning there's not enough for me. It's crazy. So during that time when I was using ketamine and MDMA around the end of 2015, I was doing it either once a week or once every 2 weeks. And if I could do it every week, then I would. And that was just the startup. So months go by, and I decide that, I want to get back into boxing. Like, I wanted to train again, and I wanted to give fighting another shot, because at the time my hand was feeling better after I had broke it in my kickboxing match. So I thought I was good to go. And what I ended up doing was going to a pharmacy in Sak Kendal in Phnom Penh, and I told them I had trouble sleeping, and I said, look, I need something for insomnia. I cannot sleep. Can you help me? He's like, oh, diazepam. I'm like, okay. I had heard of diazepam, which is also known as Valium. I had heard about it, but I didn't know what it was, and I had only heard negative things about Valium. So he gives me a box of 110 milligram Valiums for $3. I'm going to say that one more time. He gave me 100 blues. He gave me 110 milligram blues, because they're blue pills, for $3. Okay, so I had no idea what the fuck I was getting myself into. Now, this was about March 2016, just to be clear, just to be specific. And the first time I took diazepam, I felt like that. I still miss that feeling, that feeling. So what I would do is I would do it sublingually, which means you put it under your tongue and you let it dissolve into your capillaries in your mouth and all that. And I started with 110 milligram tab, and the second night, I figured I had all these pills, and that one made me feel good. Little 2 do. Little 3 do. Little 4 do. You guys know exactly the game I was playing. So within 2 weeks of first using diazepam, I was already snorting them and putting them up my asshole. You know why? So I could get that feeling, so I can get high as fuck. Now, the thing I didn't know at the time about benzodiazepines, which the class of drug that Valium's in is a benzodiazepine. It's a muscle relaxer. It's a central nervous system depressant, and it works very well, but temporarily. So I found myself at the point where I was using as many as I was doing as many as 10 Valium a day, which is a lot. Which is a lot, dude. Um, and I'm not gonna lie, dude. It definitely did have an effect on my life. I felt not in my body. That makes sense. I felt like I wasn't me anymore. So I quit briefly, and then I punched somebody in the face that deserved to get hit in the face, and I re-broke my already broken right hand. So my right hand, guys, as you all know, is still fucked up. I mean, like, I can still use it. I'm very lucky, but I can't really, like, hit too hard with my right hand now. Which kind of sucks, but especially considering all the training I had. But it's cool, man. I have legs, I have elbows. I can wrestle a bit. Whatever. Doesn't even matter, really. Who gives a shit? So that night I started getting into opioids. I started getting into painkillers, and I got into tramadol, which is a very like, low key opioid like drug. It's not that hardcore. It's not like heroin, but it is a painkiller, and when you use a high enough dose, it gives me at least this very euphoric, everything's all good kind of buzz, and it lasts like all day. It lasts all day long. So I got hooked on tramadol right then and there. So then I thought to myself, I started doing some more research on bluelight.org and drugsforum.com and all that. And I was thinking, you know what, if I take some of this tramadol and I mix it with morphine and Valium, ooh, and an oxy too? Ooh, I bet that'll be nice. Oh yeah. So I took my white ass to the pharmacy, got some oxys, got some dihydrocodones, got some hydrocodone, I got morphine, I bought opium rocks. I mean, I was within a week or two of being on these light pills, man. I was a fucking junkie. I was a junkie, man. I recall this time where I was at my house on number 25B, Street 21, Phnom Penh, Cambodia, Canton Le Basak. I remember everything so clearly. The first time that I realized I was displaying junkie-like behavior was when I was smoking opium. And I had a bunch of friends over to my old house and some other people, whatever. Not gonna say any names or anything, except for my own. I had a gram of black tar opium. I paid like $30 for it, whatever. And I remember when I let my friends hold the spoon with melted opium so they could put it in a cigarette and all. They could dip their cigarette in it. I was so worried that they were gonna spill the spoon and waste a drop. And you guys should have seen me. I'm like, guys, don't drop the spoon. Guys, just be careful. Just be careful with the spoon, please. Please don't drop it. And I was being totally unreasonable. And a couple of days later, my friends who were there, they're like, dude, the way you were acting yesterday kind of worried me, man. You look like a junkie. Like, that's what they said. You look like a junkie. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, you're right. I have a lot more to offer the world than be a junkie. But this went on and off, essentially until now. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Every day I think about using, man. I think about how exciting it is to get those pills, and not just to pop them, but just to have them on you. You just have them, and anytime you want, you can just pop a pill, you feel good. But when you don't have them, it's rough. And I know that a lot of people watching right now have had the same issue, probably struggling with drug addiction yourself. And I haven't used anything like that in over. It's been weeks now. It's been like 3 weeks now since I put a pill or powder in my body, and I do feel good. But I was talking to my dad today, and he made a fair point that all of this excessive drug use in my past might have either temporarily or possibly permanently rewired my brain. The last 5 or 6 nights I've been getting great sleep. I've been sleeping like 6 to 8 hours every night, which is great. But I still feel depressed. I still feel down. And it's so fucking tough, man. And I guess I'm making this video just to answer the guy's question and just to let you guys know that I'm not using drugs at the present moment. I know I'm weird sometimes, and you guys might think I use drugs, but I don't. I'm just a weird guy. You know, sometimes I just say funny shit or weird stuff, whatever. That's just the kind of person I am. But I'd be lying if I said that I don't want to do drugs again, because I do. I do, and I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't need help, because I do. So I think that me making this video kind of helps me a bit, because I get it off my chest. I can tell everybody, look, like I think about doing drugs a lot. I think about suicide a lot, more than the average person. I am sexually confused. I don't know who I am sometimes. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing in my life, and maybe a lot of you also feel that way. You know, I don't know, man. So I hope that sheds some light on it. You know, I don't know, man. So if you guys want to email me and you guys want me to talk about something else or whatever, nojokestriking@gmail.com. Bitches. Fuck Instagram. Fuck Twitter. Facebook.com/nojokecoward. I love you guys, man. I do. So maybe one of these days I could love myself too. I don't know. Anyways, guys, peace.